A very good morning to all my dear students. Today we are going to do, as I have promised with you, that I will be giving 100 most expected questions for your CA Final Advanced Auditing Assurance and Professional Ethics paper, which are likely to come in November 2026. Okay, chapter wise coverage will be done with essay and section references. Okay, in this full 100 questions, we will see what are the questions which are likely to come, and also we will solve those questions. Today, we will share the only 100 questions here with reference to the study essay reference or from where you are going to write the answers. And after that, from the next class onwards, we will be solving all the answers to the questions given here according to the framework which ICAI wants you to write so that you can fetch more marks in that. Okay, let's start with the topic. Okay. Roadmap of this deck, we are doing chapter wise priority areas across the full syllabus, PYQ, RTP and MTP linkage flagged for each chapter. Okay, case scenarios, heavy chapter marked for extra practice, standards on auditing mapped to the explication areas, ethics and reported treated as scoring high yield zones. Okay, here after this 100 questions we will also solve 50 PYQs, or you can say 50 questions with answers in professional ethics also, and how you will write the answers. Okay, right, so we will just start with the topic. Quality management and engagement standard, SQM1, SQM2 and SA 220. Firm level system of quality management and its components, engagement, quality review, eligibility and documentation, leadership's responsibility and the risk assessment process, monitoring, remediation and deficiency evaluation, and engagement partner duties for a specific audit. These are the content of this chapter, quality management and engagement standards. Okay, and what are the questions which are expected from this chapter? Let's see. Question number 1, explain the components of a firm's system of quality management under SQM1. Okay, reference from SQM1. Question number 2, how is the firm level risk assessment process operated and documented? Right. Then question number 3, state the eligibility conditions for an engagement quality reviewer under SQM2. Reference to SQM2. Question number 4, what is the nature and extent of an engagement quality review? Okay, reference also SQM2. These are the questions which you are going to do. Okay, answers will be discussed from the next class chapter wise according to the framework of ICAI. Answer requires you to give. Okay, right. Question number 5, discuss monitoring, remediation and evaluation of identified deficiencies under SQM1. Outline the engagement partner's responsibilities for quality on an audit under SA 220. Right. Question number 7, how does the firm deal with resources, including technological and intellectual resources? SQM1. Then we go on to the next chapter, that is risk assessment and internal control. SA 315, these are the contents in this chapter. SA 315 and SA 330, identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement, understanding the entity, its environment and IT dependencies, significant risks and the required audit responses, evaluating design and implementation of controls, and tests of controls versus substantive procedure. These are in this chapter. Now we will see on to the questions which are likely to come, okay, which are very important. Okay, question number 8, explain the auditor's procedures to identify risks of material misstatement under SA 315. Okay, question number 9, what must the auditor understand about the entity and its environment? SA 315. Discuss the inherent risk factors and the spectrum of inherent risk. SA 315. Question number 11, when is a risk classified as a significant risk and what follows from that? SA 315. Okay, these are not, I'm not saying that these are the only questions which are going to come in examination, but it is, if you cover these questions, you're likely to solve any questions which are going to come in examinations, and these are the most probable ones. Okay, it will give you a coverage of the chapters. Question number 12, describe the auditor's understanding of the entity's IT environment and general IT controls. Question number 13, distinguish design and implementation of controls from operating effectiveness. SA 315. Question number 14, Explain the overall responses and further audit procedures required by SA 330. Question number 15. How does the auditor respond when controls cannot be relied upon? SA 330. Very important question. Okay. Then the third chapter is audit planning, strategy, and execution. SA, which covers SA 300, SA 320, and SA 402. Overall audit strategy and the detailed audit plan, materiality, performance materiality, and revision triggers. Then direction, supervision, and review of the engagement team, reliance on service organization and type 1 and type 2 reports, documentation expectations under SA 230. Okay, these are the content of this chapter. And then we go to this questions which are likely to come. Question number 16. Differentiate the overall audit strategy from the detailed audit plan under SA 300. Okay. Question number 17. What preliminary engagement activities precede planning? A reference to SA 210 and SA 300. Explain materiality, performance materiality, and the circumstances requiring revision. SA 320. Reference will be taken. Question number 19. Discuss direction, supervision, and review of the engagement team's work. SA 220, SA 300. And students, many of you must not be knowing that I have given 100 audit shorts regarding all the essays, standards and auditing. I have already released 100 audit shorts from which you can go and see. There's a playlist of mine which is having 100 shorts which are having all the answers related to this essays. Okay, you can also have reference to that. Okay. Question number 17. What preliminary engagement activities precede planning? SA 220 and SA 300 reference will be taken. Question number 18. Explain materiality, performance materiality, and the circumstances requiring revision. SA 320. Then question number 19. Discuss direction, supervision, and review of the engagement team's work. SA 220, SA 300. Okay. Question number 20. How does the auditor obtain an understanding of a service organization under SA 402? SA 402 reference will be taken. Question number 21. Compare type 1 and type 2 reports and the usefulness as audit evidence. SA 402 reference. Question number 22. State the documentation requirements and assembly timeline under SA 230, that is documentation related essay. SA 230 reference will be taken. Okay. Next, we go to audit evidence and sampling chapter, which has SA 500 series and SA 530. Okay, sufficiency and appropriateness of audit evidence, external confirmations and responses to non-replies, accounting estimates and fair value considerations, related party relationships and undisclosed transactions, sampling methods, deviations and projections of misstatement. Okay, these are the coverage under this chapter. Okay, and let's see now what are the questions which are likely to be completed before the examinations. Okay, question number 23. Explain sufficiency and appropriateness of audit evidence with examples. SA 500. Question number 24. Discuss the external confirmation process and the treatment of non-responses. SA 505. Question number 25. How does the auditor audit accounting estimates and related disclosures? SA 540. Describe the procedure for identifying undisclosed related party transactions. SA 550. Okay. These questions come from audit evidence and sampling. Then we have question number 27. Explain the auditor's responsibilities regarding litigation and claims. Reference SA 501. Question number 28. Compare statistical and non-statistical sampling approaches. SA 530. How are deviations and misstatements projected to the population under SA 530? SA 530. State the auditor's duties when opening balances are being audited for the first time. SA 510. Okay. Students, always remember that before starting your studies in audit, this auditing paper, you have to do your study material, go thoroughly to it. Okay, understand it. If you understand it purely full book, okay, go through the study material, because it is a, I will say it is a must. Okay, and before revision, just if you can do all these 100 questions, then likelihood is there that you can score above 70 plus. right? I'm not saying that only doing these questions will give you 70 plus marks, but this is 100% surety that if you complete your study material once, and after that if you complete these 100 essay questions on based on this audit, as well as those 50 questions of professional things which I am going to give you in the next video, you are likely to get 70 plus marks. Okay, right? Okay. Completion and review procedures, evaluation and communication of uncorrected misstatements, subsequent events and dual dating of report, going concern indicators, mitigating plans and reporting, written representations and refusal by management, other information in the annual report, which covers SA 450, SA 560, SA 570, SA 580 and SA 720. Okay, so we will do the questions which are relevant from this chapters. Question number 31. How are uncorrected misstatements accumulated, evaluated, and communicated under SA 450? Explain the auditor's duties for events occurring between the reporting date and the report date. Reference SA 560. Question number 33. Discuss dual dating and its effects on the auditor's responsibility. SA 560. Question number 34. List indicators that cast significant doubt on the going concern assumption. SA 570. Okay. These are the questions which have come in which concepts come repeatedly. Okay, as well as there's likelihood of coming into November 2026 the examinations, because they have come in the RTPs, MTPs, and from also very important questions. Okay, then question number 35. How does the auditor evaluate management's assessment and mitigating plans? SA 570. What are the reporting outcomes when management refuses written representations? SA 580. Question number 37. Explain the auditor's responsibility for other information in the annual report. Okay. SA 720. Other report. Then we have audit reports and reporting duties chapter, which covers SA 700 to SA 720 and CARO 2020. Okay, there is an update has come up in CARO 2020, which I will be giving up. Okay, I've already completed a CARO giving chapter CARO 2020, but updation has not been included. I will be including soon, right? So audit reports. What are the contents in this chapter? Forming an opinion and structuring the auditor's report. Modifications, qualified adverse and disclaimer scenarios. Emphasis of matter versus other matter paragraphs. Key audit matter and the determination. Very important part. Key audit matters and the determination. CARO clauses commonly tested through case scenarios. Okay. With case scenarios, CARO clauses will be tested. Let's see what are the questions coming from this audit reports and reporting duties. Question number 38. Explain the process of forming an opinion on the financial statements under SA 700. Okay. Question number 39. When is a qualified opinion appropriate as against an adverse opinion? Reference to SA 705. Question number 40. Discuss the circumstances leading to a disclaimer of opinion. SA 705. Question number 41. Distinguish an emphasis of matter paragraph from other matter paragraph. Emphasis of matter paragraph differ from other matter paragraph. SA 706. Question number 42. How are key audit matters determined and communicated under SA 701? SA 701 reference. These are the very important questions. Okay. Question number 43. Explain the reporting duties under Section 143 of the Companies Act 2013. A reference to Section 143 of the Companies Act 2013. Discuss the auditor's duty to report fraud and the applicable thresholds. Section 143, subsection 12 and Rule 13. Question number 45. Explain the CARO 2020 clause on property, plant and equipment and inventory. CARO 2020 clause 3.1 and clause 3.2. Question number 46. Discuss the CARO 2020 clause relating to loans, deposits, and statutory dues. A reference CARO 2020 clause 3, subclause 3, again 3, subclause 5, and subclause 7. These are the questions from audit reports and reporting duties. Then have audit of banks, sector-specific procedures and classification. What are the contents of this chapter? Income recognition, asset classification and provisioning, advances documentation, security and drawing power, long form audit report. Okay, LFAR, what we say, and its critical annexures, treasury operations and concurrent audit interface, reporting to the RBI and those charged with governance. Okay, let's see what are the questions from this chapter. Important ones. Question number 47, explain income recognition, asset classification and provisioning norms. Reference to RBI RACP norms. Question number 48, how were advances verified with respect to documentation, security and drawing power? Reference to RBI norms and LFAR. Okay. Then question number 49, discuss the audit of non-performing assets and restructured accounts. RBI IRA CP norms. Question number 50, what is the significance of the long form audit report and its annexure? Reference can be taken from LFAR. Okay, so these are very important questions. Let's go through them. Question number 51, explain the audit approach of treasury and investment operations, RBI master directions. Distinguish, reference have been given so that the answer will be based on this reference. Okay, and I will be doing with these questions with you. I will solving these questions with you chapter wise. Okay, and there in this chapter wise discussions we will see how to write the answers in the appropriate manner. And if you already completed the chapters study material, you can yourself check the write the answers, and then when I will be giving the answers, you can check with it. Okay, it will be also a good revision for you. Explain the audit approach for treasury and investment operations. Second, question number 52, distinguish concurrent audit from statutory branch audit, RBI concurrent audit guidelines. Question number 53, discuss the verification of contingent liabilities in bank's account, reference Banking Regulations Act. In AS 37 has to be considered here. Question number 54, state the special reporting obligations of bank's auditor to the regulator. Reference to section 143 and RBI directions have to be taken. Now we have audit of public sector undertakings chapter, CAG directed audits and their scope. Appointments, powers and duties of the CAG. These are the contents. Supplementary audit and the common mechanism. Property audit and the tests applied, performance audit, economy, efficiency and effectiveness, directions issued to statutory auditors of government companies. Okay, these are the content of this chapters, and let's see what are the questions coming under this audit of public sector undertaking. Question number 55, explain the appointment, powers and duties of the Comptroller and Auditor General. Reference to section 143(5) to section 143(7). Okay. Question number 56, what is supplementary audit and how are comments issued? Reference section 143(6). Question number 57, discuss propriety audit and tests applied under it. Propriety audit, CAG. Okay. Question number 58, explain performance audit with reference to economy, efficiency and effectiveness. Reference have been taken from performance audit, CAG. Okay. Question number 59, what directions are issued to the statutory auditors of government companies? Section 143, subsection 5. Distinguish a financial, question number 60, distinguish a financial audit from a compliance audit in the government sector. CAG DPC Act 1971. Reference have to be taken. Question number 61, discuss the role of the audit board mechanism. Reference audit board mechanism. So this was the chapter audit of public sector undertakings. Then we go to group audits and consolidated statements, SA 600 and consolidation issues. What are the contents? Responsibilities of principal and component auditors, determining materiality and scoping for components, elimination entries, goodwill and non-controlling interests, associates and joint ventures, equity method verification, reporting when component information is unavailable. Okay, and let's see what these are the contents we discussed. Now let's see what are the questions that are likely to come. Question number 62, explain the respective responsibilities of principal and component auditors under SA 600. Question number 63, how is materiality determined and components scoped for a group audit? SA 600 and SA 320 has to be taken into reference for writing this answer. Question number 64, discuss the procedures for consolidation, adjustments and elimination entries. Reference to Ind AS 110. Question number 65, explain the verification of goodwill and non-controlling interest on consolidation. Ind AS 110, Ind AS 103. Reference have to be made. Okay. Question number 66, how were associates and joint ventures verified under the equity method? In AS 28, what are the reporting consequences when component information is unavailable? SA 600, SA 705. Question number 68, discuss the treatment of a component where a different reporting date or policy. Okay, question number 68, discuss the treatment of a component with a different reporting date or policy. Reference to in AS 110 has to be done. Then we have digital auditing and automated environments, technology enabled assurance. Okay, in this content, what are the contents of this chapter? It is arising in a fully automated processing environment, general IT controls and application controls testing, data analytics used as a substantive procedure, audit trail requirements and the reporting consequences, emerging tools, remote auditing and continuous monitoring. Right, these are the contents of this chapter, digital auditing and automated environments. Let's see what are the questions that are likelihood. I'm not saying that these are the only questions probable in 2026, but when you cover this 100 questions on this audit full paper, okay, auditing paper, you will be able to write any question which comes. Okay, it is giving you a full coverage of all, and probability of coming in 2026 November is a likelihood, because it has been checked from the RTPs and MTPs that these are the concepts which are likely to come. Okay, let's see what are the questions from this digital auditing chapter. Question number 69, explain the risks arising in a highly automated processing environment. Essay 315, automated environment, and essay 315 have to be taken into reference. Question number 70, distinguish general IT controls from application controls with examples. Reference essay 315, ITGC. Question number 71, how are automated controls tested and what evidence is retained? Essay 330. Discuss the use of data analytics as a substantive audit procedures. Essay 500 with data analytics. Okay, you have to take reference of essay 500 here with data analytics for giving this answer. Question number 73, explain the audit trail requirements and the reporting consequence of its absence. Rule 3.1, companies accounts rules. Question number 74, what controls are relevant for a cloud hosted accounting environment? Essay 402 and essay 315. Question number 75, discuss the opportunities and limitations of remote and continuous auditing. Essay 500 and essay 330. Listen, students, why I have given which reference have to be taken compulsorily, because now since we have seen that you cannot miss out any important point. Okay, so what controls are relevant for cloud hosted accounting environment? You will say, think only essay 402 will come here, no need to do any reference. But no, you have to give reference to essay 315, because it gives you the full answer there. Okay, so only for that reason the reference of this essays is required for this answers to get the full marks, right? You will see when I will do the answers with you. Okay, question number 75, discuss the opportunities and limitations of remote and continuous auditing. Essay 500 and reference to essay 330 has also been taken. Okay, then question, and this is a next chapter, that is due diligence, investigation and forensic audit, special assignments. Okay, I have very nicely described in one of my videos which heads like due diligence, investigation, forensic accounting. You can go and see it to understand the difference between the three. Okay, type of due diligence and typical scope of each. Hidden liabilities and overvalued assets to be surfaced. Investigation distinguished from a statutory audit. Fraud, red flags, and the forensic engagement process. Digital forensics, evidence handling, and expert testimony. Right? These are the chapters. This is the which is constituting or the contents of this chapter. Right? Now let's see what are the questions that are likely to come. Question number 76. Explain the types of due diligence and scope of each. Reference to due diligence scope. Question number 77. How are hidden liabilities and overvalued assets identified in due diligence review? Reference to due diligence review. Question number 78. Discuss the contents of a typical due diligence report. Okay, reference to due diligence report. Question number 79. Distinguish an investigation from a statutory audit. Reference to essay 240 and investigations. Here we also take a reference of the essay that is related to fraud. Okay, essay 240. Question number 80. Explain the steps in a forensic accounting engagement. Okay, so reference to forensic engagement process. Question number 81. List common red flags indicating the possibility of fraud. Essay 240, fraud risk factors. Very nice topic, and on this I have also made us shorts. Okay, go and check it there. Question number 82. Discuss digital forensics and handling of electronic devices. A reference digital forensics. Question number 83. What is the role of forensic accountant as an expert witness? A reference expert witness role, right? Expert witness role, you will get it there only. Okay, now we have another chapter, very important, sustainable development goals and ESG assurance. Okay, non-financial reporting, which is also very important from an exam point of view as well as your when you're doing practice or in service. Okay, so what are the contents? Sustainability reporting frameworks and their coverage, BRSR content and the assurance expectations around it, reasonable versus limited assurance engagements, assurance on greenhouse gas and social metrics, greenwashing risks, and the auditor's response. These are the important topics. Okay, we're going to cover on this under this head. Okay, let's see what are the questions that are likely to come. Question number 84. Explain the leading sustainability reporting frameworks and their coverage. So reference to GRI and IFRS S1, S2. Question number 85. Discuss the content and structure of the business responsibility and sustainability report. SEBI LODR BRSR. Okay. Question number 86. Distinguish reasonable assurance from limited assurance engagements. SAE 300 revised. Sorry, 3000. SAE 3000 revised. Question number 87. How are greenhouse gas emissions disclosures verified? Reference to SAE 3410 have to be done. Question number 88. Explain the assurance procedures applied to social and human capital metrics. A reference to made SAE 3000 revised. Question number 89. What is greenwashing and how should the assurance provider respond to it? SAE 3000 revised. Question number 90. Discuss the practitioner's competence requirements for a sustainability engagement. SAE 3000 revised. Okay, go through it. It is very important, very interesting also when you will study them. Okay, I've made shorts on them. I'm going to make green on topic SAE 3000. Going to make a big video just after completion of these questions. Okay. Now comes chapter number 19, professional ethics and liabilities of auditor. Okay, on this topic, also along with these questions, 10 questions, I'm going to solve with you more 50 questions with answers, right? So let's do what are the contents. Chartered Accountants Act and Schedules, first and second schedule misconduct clauses, independence threats and available safeguards, fees, advertising and communication with retiring auditor, disciplinary mechanism and appellate route, civil, criminal and professional liability of auditor. Okay, these are the things, contents of this topic. Okay, and I've already given a video of 30 minutes for including this professional ethics and liabilities of auditor. You can go there, you can see full details, the golden rules and everything which have to be followed for doing the professional ethics chapter in a very nice form have been discussed there. I will give link to all these things which I have given so that you will be able to see. Question number 91. Explain professional misconduct under part 1 of first schedule. First schedule part 1. Question number 92. Discuss the clause part 2 of first schedule with illustrations. First schedule part 2. Questions never come like this, but in order to check your coverage of professional ethics, these have been given so that you don't miss out the points. Question number 93. Explain professional misconduct under second schedule in relation to audit work. Reference to second schedule. Discuss the threats to independence and available safeguards. Code of ethics, independence. State the rules relating to fees and when fee may be considered contingent. Code of ethics, fees. Okay, very one line questions. You'll just think what to write, so reference have to make code of ethics, fees. Okay. Question number 96. Explain the restrictions on advertising and solicitation of professional work. Reference clause 6 and clause 7 part 1 first schedule. Question number 97. Discuss the requirements of to communicate with the retiring auditor. Clause 8 part 1 first schedule. Question number 98. Explain the disciplinary mechanism, its authorities and the appellate route. Reference to section 21 to 22A CA Act 1949. Question number 99. Distinguish civil liability from criminal liability of an auditor. Auditor's civil and criminal liability reference have to be made for this answer. Question number 100. Discuss the auditor's liability towards third parties relying on the auditor's report. Reference liability to third parties. Okay. So friends and my dear students, if you really want to score good marks in this audit paper, this is the paper which is going to give you exemption and pull your marks for 50% marks. Okay. This only paper can let you get as much marks as you can score if you study it nicely. First, do the study material, pour through the RTPs, MTPs, and this 100 questions, if you are able to solve, then you will be in a very good ways. Okay, so just think of it. So 100 most expected questions. Okay, professional ethics, chapter wise answers, study thoroughly. Okay, so I will just see. Until then, please continue with your preparation. A separate video will address roughly 50 questions and answers with the responses framed strictly in line with the ICAI framework. Okay, chapter wise answers. The answers to this 100 questions will be given to you in chapters according to the required across the videos that follows, and study thoroughly. Okay, ICAI study material, RTPs and MTPs all matters. These questions draw on the most repeated concepts, RTPs, MTPs, and case-based scenarios for complete coverage. And hope this term you are going to score more than, I can say, 70 plus if you do in this way. Do the study material, do the RTP at MTPs, and over and above that, if you know how to write the answers, which I am going to discuss with you in the next class, how to answer these questions chapter wise. If you write the answer in that way, you will score more marks on each answer, and like that, you can very well score very good marks. 70 plus is a 100% assurance. Thanks for watching.